Hi, I'm Gigi Duban, and on this episode of Alabama Inc., we look at small business in Alabama's Black Belt and the lengths some folks there are going to keep their doors open. And Pat Duggins talks vision and Jack Schaefer's eye empire. And finally, correspondent Josh Sneed meets up with Greer Fawley. She has a ton of tattoos, and she might just convince Josh to get a little ink of his own. All that's coming up on Alabama Inc. It's hard enough keeping a business afloat in the most well-off parts of the state. Now imagine in Alabama's Black Belt, the state's poorest area. For some, it's as simple as Pie Lab in Greensboro, Alabama. This is the first of our two-part look at Alabama's Black Belt.
It has come to be the meeting place for a lot of things. Some people meet here. It's come to a place to sit down on your laptop, have wireless in here to just check your emails, just to meet with the locals, have a good conversation.
You can pretty much guess what they serve here at Pie Lab in Greensboro. All kinds of pies, blueberry or peach, apple or strawberry, depending on the season. Soon, word spread. Pie Lab got some attention in the local and national media, and visitors from other cities, even as far away as San Francisco, started dropping in.
Let me tell you, most of our customers are really from out of town. Everybody want to know what the Pie Labs is about. You got California, San Francisco, New York. We even had a guy he was riding his bike down here from New York. Yeah, because when they first hear about the Pie Lab, they're like, whoa. And then it's plenty of people coming from out of town to see the Pie Lab.
See, it wasn't just the pie that they came for. There are lots of places you can get that. But it was this sense of being a part of something bigger that drew in a lot of people. And in Greensboro, the whole town screamed out, slow down, unplug, sit down, and have some pie. Stay a while. And people did.
It's exciting to know that people know we exist.
And being from a small town, that's exciting for us, Anything that can draw positive light to the community is awesome.
Speaking of stay a while, that wasn't exactly the plan for Matt Davis in his hometown of Selma. In fact, most of his friends moved away just as soon as they finished school or stashed away enough cash. Davis, he had another idea.
Side porch. All right, what would you like? Blue chicken, okay. This is where I'm from, so might as well get back to what I've always grown up at. So figured the only logical choice, I guess, to do, just open up one here in Selma. I know a bunch of people here, so I can get, people coming in the doors and all that stuff. So I figured, why not?
So with $10,000 cash, he opened Side Porch Sandwiches on a nice big corner lot downtown. So far, he has no regrets.
It's been good. It's been real great. When a restaurant opens here in this town, everybody just floods the doors. I mean, you can't get in. There's lines, a mile long. But usually it dies down after a month or so. But here, it hasn't really died down. They're still coming in every day, beating down the door. So that's good.
Why do you think that is?
I guess we got some good food here. Is what people tell me. So we get a lot of the business crowd around here, the courthouse, the bankers, the lawyers, all that crowd. We get a lot of the factory workers in here. They call in big to-go orders for us. You just got to bring them in. A lot of people here, they go out of town to eat and stuff like that, eat and shop and things like that. You know, you just got to keep them here in town. Get the tax dollars here and not in Montgomery or Prattville or wherever else they might go to. So
He thought there's got to be a way to keep people in Selma. All those abandoned storefronts started to look the same after a while. People needed to see businesses thriving right where they worked and shopped.
and people want to, I guess I got to see something here for them to invest here. I guess people just got to have. And if you don't see anybody else doing it, nobody's going to make a move, and it's just going to continue on the same path, So can't do anything about it.
A couple of years ago, Jackie Smith took a leap. She opened a coffee shop in Selma. But with so many storefronts around her vacant, she doesn't know if her days are numbered.
Would I receive the support to keep my doors open? It's going to be a big investment, and in the back of my mind, it's like, will the people of Selma really support this? Will I really, really, do well at it? There was that fear, taking all the little savings and that I had to just kind of put on the line and say, okay, I hope this works. If not, I don't know, I don't know.
She used lots of programs like the Alabama Entrepreneurial Research Network at the University of Alabama and got several state grants. But when it came down to it, it was a lot of learning on the job.
My prices are low, in comparison to McDonald's and Starbucks, and I did it for a reason. I did it because, it was first and foremost, to make it a community gathering place. I wanted to make it enjoyable. I knew to make it enjoyable, I had to make it affordable so customers could come in so we could exchange and enjoy. Happy birthday! You too, Jackie Smith.
Christy Cummings.
Nice to meet you and your granddaughters. Okay.
Opening a business is one thing. Staying open is entirely another. Jackie Smith is learning that now.
Because for the last 2 months, for sure, I have definitely had to supplement my coffee shop income, with my personal income. I mean, almost 50%, to keep my doors open and, to keep business going. And a lot of people would have bailed out by now because we've gone from, I hate to throw numbers out, but our revenue has, it's really taken a dive.
She even went back to work at another job, hoping that some of that money might help keep her coffee shop open.
I would do anything to keep my coffee shop open. And every chance I get, I'm in here. I have that job. I get off at 4:45. Most days at 5 o'clock, I keep a change of clothes in the car because I'm in here sweeping and helping the ladies get clothes for the day. And Saturdays, this is my shop.
So yeah, industry brings jobs. No one would argue there. But what really keeps a city humming, what keeps it from dying, are the small businesses. Towns like Selma and Greensboro are seeing that firsthand with the few folks who are staying there to invest in the community. But officials in these towns hope that commitment translates to success in the long run. Coming up next on Alabama Inc.
You can't run a business by sitting behind a desk. You got to get out there. Seeing patients really is what I'm all about.
Okay, truth or dare, what's the worst pair of eyeglasses you've ever worn in your life? Could it be those black Clark Kent thingies? What would you say if I told you that designers nowadays were going back to these old frames, reproducing them, and charging hundreds if not thousands of dollars for them? It's one of the things that we learned during our visit to the office of Dr. Jack Schaefer. He's a Birmingham area optometrist, and his story goes from Georgia to Charleston, South Carolina, and then back to Birmingham. Here's how we got from here to there. Start off 30 years ago. You're brand spanking new in Birmingham. I mean, everything is really nice, and you got a lot of frames now. What was it like when you first started?
4 rooms, 1 exam room, 2 employees, and I was happy to have 2 employees. And when I had 6 patients in a day, it was like the big day for me. It was so exciting. And again, when we even had glasses, we had 1 room with maybe 30 pair of glasses. So, and I didn't do that. I let the staff do that. I didn't even get involved. I didn't want to have anything to do with this. But over time, as you can see, you know, this is year after year of, and what you're looking at is our old design. We're ready to redesign all our offices because we have so many glasses now that we have to show to patients.
When it comes to picking out eye frames, I mean, everybody worries about what the tie looks like and does the vest fit right. Does it seem as though that, you know, picking out glasses that either fits your face or fits your style is kind of like a decision that people kind of like, you know, well, that's kind of 3rd or 4th down the priority list?
Yeah, well, it depends. It used to be like that. And if you look, people of fashion, people that understand, people that travel, know that glasses today is the one thing you see every day. You know, the average optical place carries usually about 700-800 frames. A big one, 1,200. We have 3,300 SKUs. Now keep in mind, I'm also showing you this. Glasses, we have glasses for $99. I mean, because, you know, the average patient is not going to want to spend $500 or $700 on a pair of glasses. Some of these are $1,000, and as you get up to $2,000.
Oh, yeah.
So you have to have glasses that start at very big. At Schaefer Eye Center, we're about patients.
Yeah.
So we start with glasses, you know, frames start at $69 for a pair of glasses.
Wow.
A pair of frames. And they're good, they're quality. When the economy was going straight down,
Oh, yeah.
and I brought my team together and I said, we have a problem. You know, we are expensive because it's not that this is, all these are suggested retails. We don't make up prices. They tell us what we have to sell it for, and we can't discount. But I know that, you know, this is going to affect our business. And I said, so we brought in a bunch of other lower side products to make sure that we had something for everybody. Well, we got stuck with them. You know, people saying, look, I may not buy a large steak tonight, but I'm not going to walk around and look bad. I want my nice glasses.
How have the Costco's and the Walmarts and their optometric operations changed how you do business, or has it changed how you do business?
You know, it's funny. When they first started in, it changed me a lot. I thought, oh my gosh, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? But the more you're in practice and business, the more you realize you just stay your course. Know where the world's going. You know, we have a bad economy. You can't do exactly the same things. But you have to know who you are. You have to stay who you are. But on the medical side, we better really educate that patient on what they need, because there's a big difference there. So, you know, why Walmart and LensCrafters, those guys are going to grow because, you know, they have a good product, but they'll never deliver the eye care that a Schaefer Eye Center can deliver.
In addition to providing, contacts and eyeglasses, you also do the surgeries in order to straighten people's, and that seems to be kind of like, you know, catching on with folks. Do you ever foresee a time where people simply won't need glasses because they either will take a pill or have that procedure and then, you know, they don't have to worry about frames?
Again, when it first happened, I said, I better get into that because glasses are going to go away in 50 years. No, it's not going to happen. First of all, I love LASIK surgery. Again, I keep talking about Schaefer Eye Center. I'm sorry, we have one of the best LASIK surgeons in the United States. I mean, he's unbelievable. We're very conservative because we don't have to cut people's eyes because we do everything else. Those kind of procedures will never take more than 20 or 25% of the market because of the eye is such an amazing organ. You can't reshape it. You can't change it. For the next 30 to 40 years that I see, you will never see better than a pair of glasses. Contacts will give you good vision, never as good as glasses. LASIK will give you good vision, never as good as glasses.
Well, as you've seen so far with Dr. Schaefer, white lab coat, runs his office, but remember, it's a business, and with a business, you need to advertise. Now, on the one hand, he could buy television ads and tell everybody about his business, or he could do what he's doing right now, and that's sponsoring a number of different charity events.
I can't say I'd be more successful. We're very successful. We're very happy. Schaefer Eye Center is about people. We're successful because we take care of patients, period. But marketing is definitely easier if you just market for business. But a long time ago, you know, I don't know if it was by decision or I just liked doing it. It was United Cerebral Palsy that started this. Watching, if I can spend money and watching a child have a better life, and by spending that money, we can grow our business. You know, that kind of advertising is priceless. I do want to say one thing, because a lot of people say, well, you just do it because it helps grow your business. And I said, you're exactly right, because if I couldn't grow my business, I couldn't do it. So if you think that I do this just to grow my business, thank you very much. I do, but it sure feels a whole lot better than just spending money on normal TV, which is a lot easier and definitely would grow our business more.
Well, you've been at this 30 years plus. You've got 2 kids involved in it, a third on the way. You could think that, well, after all of that, you could kind of like, you know, be the CEO, sit behind the desk, let everybody else do all the running and all that. But you're out there seeing patients on a daily basis. I mean, why stay at it like that?
I think you've interviewed enough people to know that, you know, you can't run a business from behind a desk. You know, if I want to know what's going on in the clinical side of business, I better be there with the patients. And again, I've been taking care of these people for 30 years. I think my children are in this practice with me because of that. I also lecture nationally, so you can't lecture if you don't see patients, and that's a passion of mine. And so seeing patients is what I'm all about. You can't run a business by sitting behind a desk. You got to get out there. I mean, you got to, when we go to New York to buy frames, you know, I want to see, I want to feel what's there, because while, you know, a buyer is better trained to buy glasses than me, they may not see the future. They may not see something that I'm going to see because of that experience, because of that passion. And again, I know what the patient in the room wants because I'm sitting with that patient. I know our optical salespeople, we call eye care consultants. I know the challenges they have because I watch them, and the challenges is, how do you sell a $700 pair of glasses to somebody that wants to pay $100? They can get 2 for $100. You know, without being there and feeling that, you can't do it. Well, you could do it. That's not the way I do it.
Coming up next on Alabama Inc.
It's the one from Greece. It's upside down. A little bit of a language barrier.
Some people can't get enough tattoos. Others can't stand them. Greer Folly definitely can't get enough. In fact, tattoos take up a huge chunk of her budget.
Most of us stay away from tattoos because of the pain or the fear we might regret that full sleeve Roadrunner the next day. Well, Greer Folly has sat over 20 times for tattoo work with no regrets. And she's not done. She invited me along to see her get some shading done on a pirate ship. Greer, how are you?
Good, how are you, Josh?
I'm good. Good. So today's lucky number?
1819?
1819. You don't even count anymore.
No.
So I want to know how it all got started.
My brothers and my mom have a couple, and I always liked them. When I was little, I used to draw on myself with a Sharpie in school or like a marker. But I got my first one when I was 17. I got it in Greece on a school trip.
Well, okay, so you're a full-time student, right?
I am.
About how much you think you've spent total on tattoos so far?
Oh man, couple thousands for sure.
Thousands of dollars?
Yeah.
Really?
I have some pieces that were like 50 or 60 bucks, and then my sleeve will probably be worth about 2,000 when it's done.
Wow, 2,000.
Yeah.
Wow. So you do almost like a tattoo on layaway, where you start a piece and then you get it in chunks, right?
Yeah. Well, I'm doing that for the half sleeve. With a half sleeve, it's looking at 10 to 12 hours worth of work total. I pay him a chunk of cash at a time, and he'll do 2 hours, and then I'll come back in a few weeks, let that portion heal, do it again.
Okay. The peace sign, let's see where it all started.
It all started right there. It's the one from Greece. It's upside down. There's a little bit of a language barrier.
This is the big one you're gonna add to today. And eventually you want it to be a half sleeve. Now I noticed there's not a plank. Have you considered maybe adding a plank or getting Sloth from Goonies? I'm just spitballing here. You don't have to add these. I'm just saying maybe.
Yeah.
Just suggestions.
That's a good call.
Sloth from the Goonies right there, sliding down. So the reason why I asked you if you have any tattoos that you regret getting is because I actually have a tattoo that I sort of regret. When you get your fraternity letters tattooed on your arm like an idiot.
I would love to see this.
Okay, ready?
Yeah. Ah, there it is.
There it is. I was 21 or 22, and a bunch of us were like, let's get a tattoo. And I was like, that sounds like a great idea.
So when you sit down, I noticed you got nervous before you sat down. Do you do that every tattoo?
Every time.
So it never goes away. I mean, you've got over a dozen, and you still get nervous
Every time.
So what's going through your head right now?
This hurts like hell. Is what's going through my head right
Because
now.
everybody wants to know, does it hurt or what hurts
Yeah.
the worst?
Of course
Yeah,
it hurts.
it absolutely hurts.
If the producers from Pirates of the Caribbean offered you like $100,000 to turn this into like a marketing piece for their movie, would you do it?
Hell yeah.
$100,000?
You better do it.
So suddenly, Miss, all my tattoos have meaning. It's turned into, yeah, I'll take your money. So what goes through your head, like, when it starts? What do you think?
I guess I know it's gonna hurt, but I know it's what I want. Like I know the end result is gonna be right there.
What it's all about.
All right, Greer, so how much time do we have left, you think?
We probably have like 45 minutes left in this piece.
45 minutes? Yeah, okay, so we're gonna leave, but we really thank you for letting us be a part of this, and it was great to meet you.
Yeah, thanks for being a part of it, guys.
Okay, thank you.
That's our show for this week. Be sure to follow us on Facebook and Twitter. Check out the stories we're working on and tell us what you think. I'm Gigi Douban, and we'll see you next time on Alabama Ink.